Mike Lafleur. I think it's Matt LaFleur's brother, but I haven't confirmed that at all.
It is Matt LaFleur's brother.
Okay, it is. So Braden tells me. He's the next head coach of the Arizona Cardinals.
Pretty sure that was in
Taking,
the Shefty tweet. I
yeah.
could verify, I suppose.
Takes over for the Arizona Cardinals after Jonathan Gannon gets let go after 3 seasons. LaFleur previously spent the last 3 seasons with the Los Angeles Rams as their offensive coordinator, learning from Sean McVay. Before that, had stints with the Jets, the 49ers, and pretty much was under the Kyle Shanahan coaching tree, being with Shanahan from 2015 all the way up until 2020. I think he followed Robert Saleh out to New York to become the offensive coordinator when he was with the Jets. But obviously, Mike LaFleur was with the Rams. Rams had Stafford, who was going to end up winning the MVP, as the odds makers say right now. Their offensive ranks, they were 5th in total yards per game, 2nd in total points per game, 7th in rushing yards, 1st in passing yards, 1st in passing touchdowns. Just an unbelievable season for the Rams, and was kind of the big reason for Stafford being elevated to that MVP level. Brock, I'll have you go second just because you have a lot more thoughts on this. But Braden, what are your thoughts on Mike LaFleur getting hired by the Arizona Cardinals?
I mean, he obviously, I can confirm younger brother of Matt LaFleur.
Okay.
So will be able to add that little wrinkle of the offense, is under the Sean McVay tree, obviously, as well. So as good as you were probably going to get for the Cardinals, who was last to hire their coach for this cycle, was also the last to hire their coach when they hired Jonathan Gannon. So this seems to just be a trend that nobody really wants to coach for the Cardinals. And as we kind of just monologued about for the last 15 minutes, there are plenty of reasons why.
Brock, what are your thoughts on
LaFleur? Welcome the 45th head coach in
45?
franchise history, not like counting pre-Super Bowl era.
Still, that's like a coach every 2 seasons.
I think it averages around 2.3 seasons per head coach. If I remember right, I don't think there's not been an Arizona head coach that's been extended. I could be wrong.
Yeah, that sounds right, because even Arians, I think, left for Tampa.
Because here we go. Gannon 23 to 25, Kingsbury 19 to 22. Wilkes made it a year. Arians was 13 to 17. Weisenhunt or something like that, or
yep,
I think that's how you pronounce it. 07 to 12. Green 04 to 06. McGinnis 2000 to 2003. So that's 7 people since 2000. And so that doesn't even get into there's a lot of 1-year guys. They're really good at the it ain't working out.
This ain't college basketball. This ain't the one and done anymore.
Yeah. Good Lord. Jeez. This is bad. Okay. But anyways, I'm actually happy with this. I've mentioned before, I don't even think they even contacted him, so that's why it doesn't really matter. But I actually wanted Arizona to look at Nate Scheelhaase, because it's going to be a long rebuild to even think about, before you can even really think about the Arizona Cardinals competing in their own division, let alone the NFC. And so I would like to give a shot at someone that like has no head coaching experience, but yet will be a head coach someday. And maybe he can like really build a team the way that he's wanting to. Again, would be a slow workaround. Also, he's really young, but so is LaFleur. He's only 38, I think. And he's actually coming from the same exact team that Nate Scheelhaase is currently employed by. So I have no issues with taking a McVay protege on the offensive side. And the Cardinals needed someone for sure that had an offensive mind, because a lot of their games ended up being blown because of the offense, because the defense would be able to hold up for 3.5 quarters, but the offense wouldn't be able to do anything, even though they would throw 55 times a game. And now that they have signed someone that has a background of being a part of some really, really innovative and good offenses, maybe that will turn some things around. It makes me wonder what the future holds for Kyler and company. And but I mean, again, I wasn't expecting to get Harbaugh. I wasn't expecting to get McDaniels. I wasn't expecting to get any of the big names, as much as I would have loved that. If it was probably any other coaching change, I wouldn't have mind Brian Flores getting thrown into the ring for a candidate for a head coaching position, which did he not end up signing anywhere?
He ended up, I think, re-signing as the Vikings DC.
Okay.
And then
you know
kept
what?
his name in the ring for other head coaching jobs, I think.
Okay. That might be perfect for, again, some people are really good coordinators and sometimes it's not good as as a head coach. I think he was a good head coach. He was just in a really crappy situation in Miami. But that's for a different episode. But I'll take Lafleur. I think he's great for what Arizona really needed. Hopefully he can really tap into figuring out how he can really fix Marvin Harrison, because Marvin Harrison is broke right now. I don't know if it's morale. I don't know if it's skill base. I don't know if something happened like in the first couple years of the season. Injuries have hurt him as well. That's definitely one of the reasons. But like, this is not Maserati Marv that was just destroying everybody at Ohio State not so long ago. And I get that there's a difference between the college and pros, but like, this guy was talked about as pound for pound, probably the best prospect in that draft.
Yeah, I will say if LaFleur can fix if he can fix Marvin Harrison, they can find somebody to be like a decent quarterback,
Yep.
and they can get 60% of what Devontae Adams and Puka Nacua have been for the Rams, this Cardinals offense is going to be easily the most fun to watch since the 6-0 Cliff Kingsbury days.
Yeah.
Like, easily.
Yeah. They sucks that they freaking signed him to a contract extension. They need to find the replacement for James Conner sooner rather than later. I think sooner is even right now. It's too late almost in terms of like when they probably should have thought about moving on from him. But I think they gave him an extension last offseason or the offseason before. And when that happened, I questioned it. But yeah, quarterback is definitely number one. But like, yeah, if you can find, I mean, like Wilson played really well towards the end of the year. And Trey McBride's, you have, if anything, you have your skilled positions outside of your running back really figured out. You just got to. The offensive line still needs work. They're probably in that little bubble of teams that like their line's just not that good. And then they need to figure out the run game, because you should. There's some players that it's okay to throw 45 times a game, but if you're relying on Jacoby Brissett to be throwing 45 to 55 times a game, that's telling people that your run game is irrelevant. Like it's non-existent.
Sounds like me and Braden senior year of high school with football, where we would throw the ball 60 times a game and then run the ball 4 times a game and just pray.
We didn't have a pass game.
We would throw the ball 60 times a game because we were losing by so much every time.
True.
To be fair.
True. The same with the Cardinals.
I mean, we didn't even know what passing was. We ran it to the right, ran it to the left, ran it and just flipped it. Like same play over and over again.
Nothing wrong with that. Yeah.
Our running back was also coming off of a torn ACL.
Yeah.
So,
hey, James Conner was not too long ago either.
Oh my goodness!
I feel like the Cardinals probably already feel like they have their replacement in James Conner in Trey Benson, but they kind of don't.
He shows up once a year, and it's like, is this it? Like, is this going to be not necessarily he's going to jump to like stardom, but like, is this when he's going to start producing at a consistent base? And then
he is the Abu Sama of the NFL. He has
perfect
these
way
like
to
he has like
describe it.
one game where he gets like 150, 200 yards. It's like, all right, we're here. What we've been waiting for is finally here. And then the rest of the season, he matches that one game.
Abu Sama heard it snows a lot more up in Wisconsin, so that's why he ended up transferring there, and so he can have more snow games. And I guess Arizona needs to figure out what Trey Benson's snow game is.
Hey, Abu Sama kind of just is Braylon Allen, isn't he? Like, that kind of just is him.
Yep. It's fine. Like, some people don't live up to the hype, and that's okay. And sometimes we overhype people because of storylines or personal connections or whatever it may be. But like, there's certain players that like, just because you need to at least get to some level of that build. And there's a couple players on Arizona that I feel like need to hit that next stride. And again, they got some really good players in the skill positions on the offensive side. The defense, they got some decent players. I'm just waiting for Buddha to get traded at this point for some reason. I don't even know why he wants to be there, if he even wants to be there anymore. I kind of feel bad, like they're wasting his career, but maybe they can build something. I don't know. But I out of all the things that could have happened for Arizona, outside of Nate Scheelhaase signing with them as their head coach, which was never in the question, not even considered. This is as good of a hire as they could have made, in my opinion.
I mean, Lafleur is only 3 years older than Scheelhaase.
Yeah.
And is in a much more qualified position right now to be the head coach.
Scheelhaase is definitely a little bit of I know that he will be a good head coach someday, as well as a personal bias or a personal connection type thing.
Right.
So like why I thought about that. I mean, I think he's still being considered for a couple of head coach, or he was still being considered up to the last minute of a couple head coaching positions, but
he'll be fine. He's going to go be the offensive. He's going to move up to the OC for the Rams. They're going to have an insane offense, and this next coaching cycle, if there's any openings, which, I mean, there've been, like 20 openings the last 2 years, so maybe not, but if there are
Arizona
any,
might be back in the race next year.
I would assume he's going to probably be a top candidate for any future openings.
Cincinnati. Let's put it out there now.
Oh,
yeah.
It's Zach Taylor.
Don't even put that in the
Zach
air.
Taylor.
Oh,
I saw a thing.
Like Scheelhaase would have killed for that because he would have been like, "Yeah, I'll do whatever."
I saw a thing. Zach Taylor's been with the Bengals for 8 years. This is going to be his 8th season in the NFL.
Yeah, you remember who he replaced, right?
Marvin Lewis.
Yeah.
At least Marvin Lewis had playoff success. Or
Cincinnati doesn't
Cincinnati
extend
has one playoff run.
Players.
They're like, oh, we made the Super Bowl, and
Cincinnati
has not made
does
the playoffs.
not extend their rookies, but they love extending their coaches no matter what.
I guess, dude. I guess. Kind of just to wrap up my thoughts on this hire, the Cardinals' offense, like when you look at their first in passing attempts, 7th in passing yards, 7th in passing touchdowns, like their passing offense was good, but Brock mentioned it several times. They threw the ball 50 times a game, it felt like, but Jacoby Brissett. Obviously, no Kyler Murray.
Jacoby Brissett to you.
Kyler Murray only played in 5 games this year, and that is the big question with Arizona, is what will they do with Kyler, whether they're going to move on from him, what are they going to do with the quarterback of the future. Arizona does have the 3rd pick upcoming in this NFL draft. The mock I have pulled up is having them taking Francis Moyaga, the offensive tackle for Miami, which if you could sign a quarterback in the offseason, or maybe even take a quarterback in the 2nd round and have a solid offensive line, just like same with the Raiders. Once you establish that offensive line, you're going to make that much easier for your next quarterback. Then Arizona's offense could be a lot of